everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Thank y'all for coming back. So today's video is on this quick weave that I did. The dreads were getting old, so it was time to do something new. But this is the look that we're gonna be working on today. So if you like, keep watching. This is actually like a week-long hairdo. If you just need something for maybe a week and a half, this is a go-to style. This is blended hair. It's not human hair. This is a master blend. Let me show y'all what I used first. You're not even gonna believe it because this is like, yeah. The hair that I use for this is this here. The name of this one is Canon 5-piece. And as you'll see in the video, once I put it in, I didn't really like this curl pattern, so I went ahead and just flat ironed and add some big body waves in it, and this is what I got. Alright, so if y'all want to see how I did this, how I got this look, keep on watching. Alright, so I started off with freshly washed hair and blow dried, and I went ahead and parted my hair in half. And I'm gonna go ahead and braid my hair into 2 braids. After that, I took the end and I just twisted it through my other braid, and I'm gonna go ahead and put on a stocking cap over that. I'm going to put it all the way down because I'm going to be cutting off the excess soon. Then I'm going in with this protective shield. I put it in the link below which one I use, but you can zoom in if you'd like to see what that is. And I just basically spread that all over till it covers the whole cap and all of my hair is covered. This is basically a protective shield between your hair and the glue. Then what I do is go ahead and dry that until it is hard and no glue can go through the protective shield. After that's dry, what I did was went ahead and cut off the excess cap because I won't need that, and I definitely don't want it on my forehead. So this is the hair that I'm using. Once again, it comes with 4 little bundles inside, 2 16s and 2 14s. This little closure piece, we don't do that. We don't do that. Starting off with 16 at the bottom, I'm gonna go ahead and measure it out. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about this curl pattern, but we'll see once we get to the end. Measuring out the bottom row, I just measure 2 pieces and go ahead and cut it and add my glue to it. What I'm using is the 30-second bond glue, and just attach it to the back and hold it down firmly until you know it's not going to slide off. Then I add that second piece on that I cut because I left my wefts doubled. So I add that second piece on and go ahead and add the glue and add that right above. You can just feel around with your hand to see where the next one goes. And then I take my blow dryer and make sure those 2 are secured and dry before I move on. So doing the same thing, you're going to do the same thing, measure and glue your tracks down right above each other until you get to the top. So I'm still working on the 16s. This is the second bundle of 16, and I'm gonna bring that around from one temple to the next, and then as I get up further, I start back a little further, and I dry as well as I go. Next, we're in the 14, the shorter length, and we're gonna go ahead and add that to the middle part, and then starting halfway through, I go ahead and add that on, not coming all the way up to the front, but just filling in that back part, and just fill in until you get to the top, making sure to press these down as well as dry them as you go. This is the last 14 that I'm gonna use, and I go ahead and create a horseshoe shape, making sure to fill in the top, leaving just a little bit of space in between them. And what I'm using here is just an old lace wig. This lace wig was actually a silk based, had a silk based closed in part in the front. Can't really say closure, but it was a silk based lace front. I wore it one time and destroyed it, so I'm gonna use it for this look. I'm just gonna cut that silk based part off, and that's what I'm gonna use to close in my quick weave. So just cutting off the part where the silk part is. Be careful so you don't destroy it. And I'm just going to use this small part. As you can see, it had a little bit of lace glue on it, but we're just going to use it. So again, with my 30-second glue, I'm going to go over the tracks where I left off at. And I'm going to add glue to there. This is where I'll be placing my closure. So pressing down, I'm adding that silk base part first, just so I don't make a huge mess. Then I'm gonna blow dry it to make sure that it is in place and not gonna move once I flip this hair up. And then I'm gonna cut off the excess. Won't need any of that. Next, I'm going to create a little base on this net part, because I don't want the glue to go through it once I push it down on my head. So what I'm going to do is line it with glue, then I'm going to spritz it. To harden the glue so that it dries. And then I'm gonna blow dry it to make sure that it's dry before I move on. Okay, so making sure it's dry, I'm testing it out with my finger and it's dry. Now I'm gonna add a second layer of glue. That way, when I push this down on my head, the glue does not go through the hair and just like stick it to my head. It'll have a barrier between it from the glue that I put down first that's already dried. Next, I'm going to go ahead and gently put in place the closure part, and I'm just going to tap it down gently, making sure not to push it too hard, but to make sure it's in place. Then I'm going to take my blow dryer again and go ahead and dry that part so that it does not move. Next, I'm going in with this lace glue. I'll have the name of it below, and I'm going to add that to my hairline. It's actually above my hairline because I don't want glue on my hairline, so I kind of put it on my forehead and blow dried just until it's tacky. Then you can start laying down the front part where your edges are, your hairline. And just make sure it's down and blow dry it until it's dry. Don't comb out until you know it's dry though, because it'll be sliding everywhere. Then I went ahead and just cut some of that off, add a little bit of layer to it to frame my face once I style it, so that it's not just huge hair everywhere. So cutting up a little bit in the back, just shaping it to my liking. And that's what it looks like so far. Next, I'm taking my flat iron and we're gonna go to work. I'm just cleaning up the part right here and combing out that hair. I don't know how I got this wig so nappy when I only wore it one time. So that's what the silk base part looks like. Next, what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and flat iron this front part, and we're gonna switch up this curl pattern because it's just not gonna work for me. I started with my iron on 340, but I had to change the temperature because it was way too hot for the hair. It actually started burning it. So you'll see that I had to change it to 300. But I'm just going in adding big curls to it and taking out those little ripple curls as I go. I kind of did not plan to do this, but the curl looked a lot different to me on myself from when I saw it in the pack. And I also watched other videos on this hair before I bought it, but I just didn't like it. I just was not feeling it on myself, so just went ahead and transformed this into something completely different. So I'm just going in, straightening out the hair and flipping it back. And 300 is what it's set on right now. And I just continued throughout my whole head, adding big curls to it. Next, what I did was spritz the closure. Alright beauties, that's the finished look. If you like this video and you like this look, don't forget to push that like button. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget, before you leave, to subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications. That way you will be notified each time I upload. So as always, thank y'all so much for watching. Leave comments below on anything that you might want to see in the near future, and thank y'all so much for y'all support.